The only time we got.
All right, we're going to take some calls for Rosalind. 888-201-2244. That's right. We're live right now, kind of a bonus streaming. Infowarrior, we're going to be rebroadcasting it this Sunday. I'm sure it's going to be hitting YouTube by tomorrow. John in California, you're on the air.
Yes, fascinating show today. And Ms. Peterson, a lot of very interesting information. Going back to the naval exercise you were discussing, is there a name for that naval drill?
Yes, you can view it online. It's www.nwtrange, R-A-N-G-E, complex, COMPLEXEIS.com.
I'm writing this down. Could you start one more time, please?
Yes, it's www.nwtrangecomplexeis.com.
BIS?
EIS, Environmental Impact Statement. It's at EIS.com.
I got it.
Anything else, John?
Oh. No, thank you.
All right, you got it. You know, in this short segment, I think we should really emphasize what a terrible impact this is going to have, again, not only ecologically, but economically on human beings. Forget about the 11.7 million mammal deaths that you're going to see, and probably going to be more, folks. Again, if you go into there and think that they're going to count every single one, no, they'll just kill everything in their path, and they're going to put depleted uranium in the water supply. They're going to put, like you said, white phosphorus in the water supply, mercury, other toxins. This is really nightmarish.
Well, it's also nightmarish because the obscurants, these are airborne devices that, like smoke bombs, that they put to obscure the enemy in their testing program. Those obscurants are using chemicals banned by the Geneva Convention, like white phosphorus, red phosphorus, smoke oils. There's a whole bunch of things, and they're all highly toxic to marine life. And, for example, here in California, all of the air moves from west to east. So a lot of this air mass that will contain these chemicals and other toxics from their airborne explosions will blow inland and will impact our soils, human health, our air, and our water supplies as well. And then they're going to be using aluminum-coated fiberglass, that's chaff. Those particulates will be airborne, can stay in the air for up to 20 hours floating. And we will be, and the animals around us will all be exposed to these particulates, which everywhere you go, they say, well, particulates are not good for human health. So this exposure is going to be upon us as well.
And there's only 6 days to get your statements in. This is starting as soon as September, a 5-year program. And like you said, they didn't even tell the local fishermen.
No, I was in Arcata, and I walked the boat ramps where the fishing boats dock and where the tour boats dock. And I was talking to people who lived there who were walking around this marina, and I only found 2 people who vaguely knew something about the program, and that was it. But most of the fishermen had no idea of the toxic chemical exposure or the number of marine mammals that would be killed. They had no knowledge.
Roslalind Peterson is our guest. The number is 888-201-2244. We are live. It's the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas, streaming over at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. We are back, the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas, and we're joined by an activist, researcher, and all-around expert on geoengineering. Roslalind Peterson, CaliforniaSkywatch.com is the website. And in my left hand for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers, I am holding the Sunday, August 24th, 2008 edition of the Record Searchlight, where you guys took out a paid advertisement asking if we were the experiment. Why don't you tell people about that?
Yes. Meredith Smith, in order to warn residents, because the newspapers weren't carrying any information to speak of on these issues, decided to put in a full-page ad, which she paid for herself, from the proceeds of the Mendocino Cafe, which she owns. And I helped design this ad, and we put it in all of the newspapers for the Mendocino coast. And so this full-page ad is exactly what we put in the newspaper so that people would start signing petitions and know what was going to be going on. And we received a tremendous response from people from this ad.
The experiment. Are illegal weather modification programs poisoning us and contaminating our land, water, and air? Here are the facts. You decide. Over 3 dozen Shasta and Siskiyou County labs test results taken from snowpack, rainfall, pond, and dust samples show off-the-chart levels of aluminum, barium, and strontium. Tests performed by Basic Labs, a state-certified lab in Redding, California. Remember, most of this stuff are their own documents, folks, their own tests. Alarming local lab tests reveal accumulated contamination. Tests performed by Basic Labs, a state-certified lab in Redding, California. A Lake Shasta sample from Peter River Arm tributary tested a 4,610,000 UGL or ppb parts per billion, over 4,610 times the MCL maximum contaminant level. Let me read that again. 4,610 times the maximum contaminant level. These numbers are off the charts.
That's correct.
I mean, you read this stuff and it's unbelievable.
Yes, and that ad was taken out by residents of Shasta County in northeastern California.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just unbelievable stuff. You know, we discussed the cap and trade bill while we were out in Ukiah as well. Why don't you tell people what the cap and trade bill is really about?
Well, there's a bill, an energy bill, that's going to come up before the U.S. Senate. It's already been passed by the House of Representatives. And this bill is an energy bill, supposedly. But what it's really going to do is it's going to set up a cap and trade system. And the system means that they're going to be lowering the Clean Water Act and the Clean Air Act standards. And they're going to say, well, we're going to take polluters just of carbon dioxide, CO2, nothing else but just CO2, and we're going to cap the emissions from corporations and different entities at a certain level. And then, if these corporations want to pollute more, they can be given free emission credits, like printing money, or they can pay for these offsets or credits by purchasing them in a stock market situation where the banks are going to be funding this and being involved in this particular endeavor.
But Rosalind, that doesn't sound like they're going to be stopping polluters at all. It just seems like they're going to be taxing them for polluting them and allowing them to pollute as much as they'd like. We're going to come back and discuss it. It's the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas, prisonplanet.tv, Infowars.com.